Happy Thursday, beautiful people. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode of Triumphant Thursdays. I'm really excited that you're all tuning in. I'm Erica J, your host, and I'm going to get you through your day in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way. So today we have a special guest. I want you all to tune in, enjoy the words of wisdom that are going to be expressed throughout this conversation. We are talking about self-love, self-identity, understanding who we are and the changes that we need to make, and looking ourselves in the mirror and being real with our reflection. At the same time, loving ourselves where we are. And this is such a needed conversation. Today's guest is Tevin Milo Evans, who is a model and a stylist, and he's a philanthropist in his own right. And I'm so honored to know him. And just his energy and what he stands for is a beautiful thing. And you guys know I'm a creative by nature actress first, and stepping out on faith and being obedient with this platform. And again, like you all know, Get On Up with Erica J is to get everyone through their day in a beautiful way, just trying to push through life with a smile, even when we don't feel like smiling. So I do want to get the conversation started, but before I do, I want to just greet everyone coming in. Tevin, I see you. Liz, Tainted Aura, I'm so grateful that you all are tuning in and everyone popping in, as well as Tevin's guests. Thank you for joining, and I'm about to add you in right now. Okay, Tevin? Hey, handsome. How are you? Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me fine?
I can hear you well. Let me just turn down my music. I like to set the ambiance, but then when they add you guys in, it kind of shifts with the volume. And you
yeah, it's so weird.
Now. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what IG's doing. Every 5 minutes they updating something. So this is exciting. So
yeah, I'm super excited.
And for everyone tuning in, thank you again. I'm so, like I said before, I'm so happy to know you, and just the energy and the love that you just exude. It's warm and it's genuine, and I'm really big on genuine energy.
Thank
and
you.
I want us to have a fun conversation, an enlightening conversation. And for those of the people that don't know you, I would like you to introduce yourself, who you are, and your background in the modeling and stylist or fashion industry as a whole.
Okay. Hey guys, my name's Tevin. I also go by Fat Chuck Bass. I'm a model and a stylist based out of Brooklyn, New York. I've been modeling for about the past 3 going on 4 years. The first job that I ever booked was with ASOS, ironically. And it was just really, really cool. And I've been styling since about 2013.
Wow. And what drew you to fashion? What drew you, what part of you was enamored by the arts? When? Young?
Barbie.
Adulthood, college? What?
Barbie. Literally playing with Barbie dolls my entire childhood life is what was my first introduction into fashion. I loved it. I loved the idea that Barbie could literally be like anyone you wanted her to be, with just like the change of an outfit. And there were so many different things. Like, I remember growing up, Fashion Fever Barbie was like a huge thing, and it was all about the clothes and all of these really cool elements to what she wore. And I would take pictures of the dolls that I owned and I would post them online on Flickr, which, I mean, that's like a dinosaur when it comes, like, in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
But somebody was just like, hey, so there's people that make money doing what you do with your dolls, except they just do it on real people. I was just like, what? Like, what is that? Like, how does that work? This sounds really cool. And I did a little bit of research, and they were like, it's called a stylist. And they were like, all of those celebrities that you see out and about, they don't pick their own clothes. I mean, on a day-to-day basis, they may pick out the things that they wear just to walk out of their homes. But when you see them on a red carpet and things like that, they have stylists that they work with that create those looks and create that image for them. And I was just like, well, that's really cool. How can I do that? And Long story short, I was dating someone. We ended up in a Starbucks. I met this woman who, in return, took me to my first show during Fashion Week, and the rest is history.
I love that. And and look how everything aligns. You followed what you wanted to do, you researched, you honed your skills, and look where it led you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's only going to lead you to higher places. And for everyone tuning in who just joined, thank you so much. Again, our guest is Tevin Milo Evans, and we're just having a great conversation. And as we delve deeper, if you have any questions, okay, please put them in the question box with the question mark, that little circle with the question mark. Put it in there because I don't have my glasses on and I can't see that well. So I'll let y'all know early because I'll be trying to look cute on camera. So be sure to use the question box so that I can read your questions and we can get through this interview in a beautiful way, okay? So I want to ask you, Tevin, what's one of the biggest lessons that you've learned within the fashion industry?
I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is that majority of the people that work within the industry are bitches. Like, there's no better way to say it. They're bitches. They're mean, they're nasty, they are self-centered and think about themselves majority of the time. But not because everybody else operates on that, level means that you have to do that as well.
No.
I've gotten where I am thus far by being true to who I am as a person. Yes, there are times when I can be a bit aggressive, when I feel like I need to be, because of course there are always going to be those times and you have to assess what is needed of you in that situation. But I operate on the level of, if I'm nice to this person, then I should receive that back,
Right.
And so people that meet me will tell you that, they get positive vibes from me. They look forward to working with me on set and things like that, because my goal is to always bring good vibes with me. I don't know what I'm walking into on any shoot day. I don't know if the stylist is having a bad day, if I'm assisting, if the photographer or the model's having an off day, but I know that I can bring good energy into the room that in return can change everyone's perspective on how their day is going. My goal is to always be the light in any situation that I'm in. And that isn't just within the industry and my work, but that transcends into my day-to-day life. How can I be a light for those around me? How can I, bring fun and joy and laughter,
Right. I agree with that wholeheartedly because for those of you that don't know, I'm an actress. And one of the biggest things that I recognize, even when as I create projects and I'm on the other end of the camera, I'm big on energy as well. No one's perfect, but like you said, we have our days, we have our moments. But I'm really big on energy. And what I don't like are the divas, or the divos who come in on set with this extra ego. First of all, calm down. You understand? Like we're here to have a job and get it done. And that's where I'm big on. I notice whenever I'm on set, the same kind of energy that you make a conscious effort to exude positivity on set, I'm often called back because of my professionalism and my energy on set. And I've seen people who don't get called back because they have this sense of entitlement, you understand? But all that really is insecurity. So I love that, and continue to be the light in this industry, so that people can always remember you in a beautiful way. And it goes a long way, Tevin, It really does.
I hope that like through my actions and what I do, it's impactful to other people too. Like that they see that there's another way of being, that don't have to just go with everybody else's flow if it's not what works for you. As long as it's not, at the cost of your well-being and your mental sanity. There are instances where I've, had to bark on a stylist that I was assisting. And I don't feel sorry for what I said. I cursed them out on my very last day with working with them, because I felt like whatever it is that I'm doing for you, A, you're not paying me. B, I'm doing this because I'm trying to learn from you. But the only thing that I've learned from you is exactly what I do not want to be
Right.
and who I should never work with again.
Mm.
And C, I was still in school, so my schoolwork comes first. So whatever it is that you have going on, it's not, everything is not on your time. Understand that I'm an intern, an unpaid intern at that. So it's on my time, what
Right.
I can do for you within my time frame.
Right.
And if you can't respect that, then I cannot work for you. She called me inefficient. She, called me names. She cursed at me, and I dished it right back to her.
Right.
And I don't feel bad for it. Maybe she spoke ill of me to some of the PR companies and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is in that moment, I felt the need to stand up for myself, and I don't feel bad for it. And I feel like more people within the industry need to, be willing to do that. Not saying be disrespectful, but stand up for yourself if you are being disrespected.
Right. I agree.
Do not let these people trample all over you because they will try it.
Right. Right. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And standing up for yourself is a big deal, and it's one of the first to me elements of self-love. If you love yourself enough, you will not let anyone treat you any kind of way. I don't care who it is. You have every right to assert yourself, and society growing up will teach you opposite. Oh, just be nice. Oh, just brush it off. No, sometimes you got to meet people where they're at so that they can understand I'm not the one, because I don't give you that energy. You understand? And
you gotta hit them with that dragon energy. You gotta invoke that Karen spirit.
Right. I love that. That should be a bumper. You know what? You need to make that a bumper sticker, Tevin. Make that a bumper sticker. I love it.
Invoke that Karen spirit.
Right.
Right.
I love it. So again, thank you everyone. I see everyone coming in. Thank you for all the love and support. Again, for those of you just coming in, if you have questions, please, please, please use the question box, because I don't have my glasses. I keep telling y'all. All right. So let's talk about body image in the industry, right?
Yes.
Whether you're a plus model, actress, whatever it may be, the standard of beauty and body image within the industry. And I'll let you start. Go ahead.
So most of you guys that follow me are familiar with the work that I do. Yes, I model, but a lot of what I do centers around body positivity and helping people and myself with, your journey of self-love, self-worth, and how to love your body. And one of the things that I'm a firm believer of is you have to love your body at every stage of the game. So it doesn't matter how big or how small you are and what your goal is. Just know that when you love yourself in the moment where you are, that journey that you're on, when you reach that goal, it's going to be that much sweeter. You'll be able to accept it. You'll be able to, revel in it and be thankful for it and maintain it because you've done the groundwork. You've built that foundation. And so when people ask me, well, what is body positivity? It seems like it's just glorifying being fat. It's not about that. Body positivity is for everyone. Fat, skinny, anyone in between, handy capable, just anybody who feels some sort of insecurity about their physical being. Body positivity is for you. Right. There is a entire community of people that are here that are willing to uplift you and love you and be that light for you when you feel like your light has dimmed.
Right. That goes a long way. And I love that, and it's hard sometimes, it's hard to accept ourselves where we're at, because as an actress, like when I first started, I was like a size 8, size 10. Life happens, life happens. And I've gone as high up as a size 16, and I notice a difference in the castings and the roles that I'm brought in when I'm, 40 pounds lighter versus 40 pounds heavier. And it does make a difference. And people see you differently because, one, the camera does add 20 pounds to you, and it does make a difference in how people view you. So I've had to make a conscious effort as of now. Like I've lost and gained, but you know, if the mind's not right, if you're not, if you're still trying to figure out your internals, it's going to be a yo-yo effect until you master your insides. Then you're going to be at a place of being centered and being at peace, to where you can finally get to that place of, okay, now I get it. And now this weight is going to stay off, and I'm going to work hard for it because my mind has changed. So I think that goes a long way. And there was a time when I was heavier, I would like intentionally not submit to castings or go to auditions like a few years ago, because I didn't like how I looked. And like something inside of me said, okay, well, you got here. Okay, are you going to not follow your calling because of how you look, or are you going to learn the lessons that you need to learn from this and embrace who you are now, regardless, and then do something about it? And again, it's a journey, it's a lesson, but as long as we're able to have those hard conversations with ourselves, you know, that's the first step of change. So I commend you on that, Tevin. It's beautiful. And you're welcome. You're welcome. So I wanted to ask you, what do you want out of 2021? What are the next steps for Tevin, and how you see yourself in 2021?
I want to be in a better place in terms of my physical health.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not again saying that I have a problem with being big. That's not it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to be at a healthy body weight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I want to give that love to my body that I have mentally and emotionally. I want to give my body that love physically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you think about it, you know, when people say my body is my temple, it's the truth, right?
Right.
And how do you keep that temple from crumbling? You have to do maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that I've been going to the gym, yes, there's days where I don't want to go, and there are days that I've skipped and I haven't gone. But at the end of the day, what do I do the next day? I get up and I go. I find some reason to like motivate myself and my mind to go. Today, I stood up, you know, outside of my gym for 30 minutes waiting for me to be able to go inside because the gym was crowded, which when I got inside, there was like no one in the gym. Everybody was like over where the weights are. And so they were, you know, the reason why there was such a long line. But it didn't matter to me because I was there for my purpose. So whatever you're doing is not my business. I know what I'm doing. You know, I get that some people have that anxiety about going to the gym or working out and stuff. People are going to judge me and things like that.
Right.
Put on some music, you know, zone out, have your affirmation.
Right.
You know, find that thing that you can repeat in your head to keep you going. Like I went and I got myself a personal trainer because I just felt like I needed someone to hold me accountable.
Right.
You know? And his thing is like, I need for you to also motivate yourself, which was like, you know, I had to take a step back and be like, wait, what? Like, I'm paying you to motivate me. Like, what is this about? Right. You know, but he was just like, I can tell you all the things that I, you know, want to say to you and whatnot, but it's not going to make a difference if you're not motivating yourself.
Right.
You know? And so again, it comes back to that thing about maintaining your temple. I, you know, had to think about, I want to be here for a long time. If I don't take care of my weight, I'm not going to have that opportunity because there's so many things that comes with being overweight. There's so many medical issues that can arise that I'm just not here for.
Right.
You know, diabetes and things like that run within my family, high blood pressure. I don't want to deal with those things. I have a thyroid issue. I mean, I don't even want to take that medication, but I do because I know that it's going to, in the long run, help me. You know, it's going to oil my machine.
Right.
It's just going to make me better. But if I can, you know, do things to, you know, keep myself in a better place and keep myself away from having to stick needles within my arm, curb and watch every single thing that I put into my body, then I'm going to do it. And I really do hate the fact that when people like me express their desire to lose weight, that people within the body positive community look at that as a trigger, or they look at that as a thing of, well, that's not real body positivity, because what you're saying is that your body is not okay, and so you're looking to change it, and you're not getting the real message there. The message is that I love my body so much that I'm willing to make the necessary changes so that my body can function properly, so that I can live to see another day, so that we can continue having that conversation around what it is to love yourself and to really define that for ourselves, because loving yourself is a very personal thing.
Right. And I love that because, don't allow people to use you as a scapegoat because of how they're used to seeing you, because all that really is self-reflection. You understand? It's like, I don't know about you all, but I know there were triggers for me growing up. I was always a slim child growing up, but I'm still big bone, still, like I'm solid. You understand that? Then rice and peas and oxtails just stick to your bones. You understand? And West Indians, I mean, my mom's side is Jamaican, so like Jamaicans, they don't hold their tongue for nothing. Listen, let you come. Like I've heard this, when I've gained weight throughout the years. What's the way you get fat? Why you get so fat up so? What you eating? That doesn't help me in any way. Right? It makes me feel like, first of all, I already know, one, and two, it's the approach. And it just shows you that to a degree, misery loves company because they feel entitled to be able to speak to you like that. They feel that, they, and most of the times it's the family members who are also overweight that want to tell you that you fat, okay? You already got it.
I was literally about to tell you that. I was about to say, it's always the ones that are big that want to come and call you out and say things, and it's just like, houseway, on what grounds do you have the right to tell me about myself?
You said houseway.
Because unless you're going to pay for that membership and come work yourself out with me, I don't want to hear nothing from you. I will arrive at that on my own. Do your due diligence. Go have that conversation with yourself.
Thank you. And I mean, as much as I want to say that to some family members, I bite my tongue and I let it roll off because I know that it's not worth the conversation, but it doesn't make me feel any better about myself. Somebody said that your sound went down. Did you get a phone call?
No. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It went faint a little bit, but I think it's gonna play back fine. It happens sometimes. I don't know what Instagram does. Ever since they've done updates, it's been very weird. But can you still hear him?
Can you guys hear me?
I mean, I can hear you. It's a little faint, but let me know in the comment sections, and I'm gonna answer the question. There's a question in the question box, and we'll be sure to I'll be sure to ask it in a little while. But just comment. Raise your hand if you can't hear. Let us know so we can move forward. If Tevin has to pop right out real quick and come right back.
Let me know what's going on. Is it low to the point where you can't hear me, or is it low and you can sort of hear me fine?
Okay, they're saying that it's low. So do me a favor. We're not gonna end the live. You're just gonna pop out and pop right back in. I'm gonna just add you right back in. Okay, love?
Okay.
All right. All right. That happens. I'm telling you, Instagram is doing the most. And again, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate this because this is what it's about. It's helping everyone get to where we got to be in this 2021. We went through hell and high waters last year. So you back.
Hey.
Hey.
Does it sound fine now?
Yeah, it's much better. Yeah, it's much better. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and ask the question to kind of break up the conversation just a little bit, and then we'll get back to some questions, okay?
Okay.
Because this individual has been waiting patiently. So Owen Heim asked, How did people react when they saw you the first time as a plus size guy in the fashion world?
So I feel like the first time that I really got some sort of notice was
Mhm.
I wore this outfit, and like looking back at it, it wasn't even anything special. But I had like these black suede Calvin Klein shoes. I don't even know how to describe them. They weren't quite a loafer, but they had a stacked wooden heel. I really love them. That's why like I remember them in detail.
Yeah.
And these like skinny gray pants with like a brown mock neck and I believe a black blazer. And it was an Easter Sunday, and I posted a picture of my outfit. And then someone was just like, oh, tag F your beauty standards. And I tagged it and they reposted it and everyone went crazy. Like I got a ton of follows that day. I think I went from having like 2,000 followers to having like 5,000 followers within like a week, which was really cool. I was like, oh my God, like what's going on here?
Right.
Um, and that was like the first time that I feel like I got some sort of notice, and everyone was just like really nice and gave really, really positive feedback. A lot of the people that followed me were women, and it seems like if there's a community of people that's more accepting of body diversity, it's women. And I feel like I don't want to speak on behalf of women, obviously, as like a man, it may come off as disrespectful, but just an observation, I
Mhm.
feel like women are oftentimes under a microscope more than men are.
Mhm.
So I think that when it comes to, you know, people and their body image, women are a little more understanding when it comes to those things and a
Mhm.
little more welcoming of, you know, giving positive vibes when it
Mhm.
comes to those things. I feel like guys, we need it and we feel it, but are hesitant to do so because of whatever, you know, toxic masculinity reasons. That's what I'll call it.
Right.
But women are a little more comfortable with saying like, "Hey, girl, like, you know, don't feel down. Like, my fupa's acting up today," you know, stuff like that. Because I see it in the comments and stuff, and I'm like, "Yo, I love that. I love how these girls are just stepping in and just like saying like, I see you. I'm here with you."
Mm,
You
mm,
know,
right.
so when women started like inboxing me and stuff like that, I was just like, this is cool. Like, I like it. And I
I
feel
love
like,
that.
you know, it made my first, like, you know, that first moment of being noticed really special.
That means a lot. And look, all you did was embrace yourself and your Easter outfit. And look, God works in mysterious ways. You went from 2,000 followers to 5,000 followers. So this is a testament right here that whatever you're doing, whatever your platform is, whatever you're passionate about, God is in control of it because He's guiding your entire path. So just continue to
100%.
say that again.
100%.
Right. And because you come off with the genuine energy to promote your self-love because you're being genuine with what you're doing. The rest it just comes to you. And I love that. I love that. And
And
I know
I definitely try to be honest too about days when I don't really feel myself. Like I have days where I definitely feel ugly. There are times where I've been invited to, you know, a bomb ass party. Like I've been talking about it all week. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be sick. I know what I'm gonna wear.
Mhm.
And then the day comes, I put on the outfit, I get my hair cut, and I'm just like, this is not looking right. Like this ain't it. I try
Mhm.
to edit, this ain't it, and then I don't go. You
Mhm.
know,
Right.
sometimes I should just buck up, throw on an all black outfit, and call it a day and go. But there's just those days where my confidence is low. You know, so I don't want anyone to ever like look at me and think, oh yeah, he's so confident all the time, like he's got this in the bag. Like I have my days. There are days where I don't feel beautiful, but there are days where I feel like I am the shit. You cannot tell me nothing. I'm about to be stepping. Like I'm not gonna lie. Today, I wore a hoodie and like a long line t-shirt to the gym and my workout tights. And I was like feeling myself. I put my coat on. I had a little Shake Shack cap on and stuff. And I was just like, ooh, I'm cute or whatever. You know, it's like there's those simple days where it's just nothing, like you're not really doing anything special, but you feel really good about yourself. That energy is there. And I kind of try to carry that energy throughout. But on those days when where the energy is low, I just try to find something to crush on.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not feeling my thighs today, then you know what? I'm gonna try to love on you today. I'm gonna find reasons to love you. And carry that throughout my day so I feel a bit better.
I love that. I love all of that. And it's so important to be kind to ourselves during, regardless of where we are, self-love and being kind to ourselves is so important, even in the midst of change. And for me, 2020 was a beast. I mean, my aunt passed away. I got COVID, lost like my hair. I didn't have any energy. My agents were sending me castings and I had no energy to do any of it because I was grieving and I was healing. It was just a lot on my body. You get me? And then my best friend was murdered. It was just like so much going on in 2020. And it's just like, I can't, God, like I can't take anymore. Can't take anymore. But in the midst of it, I was still trying to heal my body. And I don't know if anyone experienced COVID, but for me, it felt like my body was off kilter. And because of that, what I ended up doing was starting to work out, then I would fall off. Starting to work out, then I'd fall off. So the last like 3 weeks, I've literally been more attentive to myself and saying, okay, all of that is in the past. You can't bring anyone back. You've healed, you've overcome, you're alive. So what are you going to do next? Are you going to sit down and say, my body feels off kilter, or are you going to do something about it? So I've been pushing myself to work out, pushing myself to detox, pushing myself to eat fruits and vegetables and stay as alkaline as possible. And like this week as a whole, I switched up my workout and I've been jogging in the park. When there was time a few months ago that I could barely power walk. You get me? So now I feel so good. Like my body is ready to, now that I'm centered, it's ready for more. It's like, okay, now we've gone through all this shit. We're ready for the goodness. We're ready for the happiness and the fruition of 2021. So, and Dawn is in here, Keto Curve. She is, she's big. She's a keto instructor, and she definitely has been helping me in the past, at least, to kind of get through it all. So for all of you,
that's super dope.
Huh?
I said that's super dope.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. So, and I just want to say for all of you that are watching who are at a place where you want to change in some form of fashion, just have that honest conversation with yourself. And that was my honest conversation with myself. Are you going to play the victim or are you going to be the victor? And what was your moment where you looked yourself in the mirror and said, okay, Tevin, you need to change. This has got to stop.
So I spent my summer in Connecticut. Being in New York was just like really overwhelming, and it just wasn't it for me. I needed to be in a place where I could go outside and not feel anxiety, because I mean, we live in the same building. So you know that once you walk out of your door, you're greeted by a host of people. There's no like, making it down to the elevator and seeing absolutely no one. Everywhere you turn, there is someone. You walk out of the building itself, there are people. So it was like nerve-wracking for me because they're like social distancing. And I'm like, that's not possible in New York City. So I'm going to need you to rethink what social distancing looks like in New York City. But until you can figure that out, so I took my, self to Connecticut and I stayed with family. And, I would spend my days going, chilling by the pool and things like that, waking up in the morning and going outside in the backyard and taking that time out to sort of ground myself again. Because for so long, I couldn't even touch my feet down in grass.
Mm-hmm.
because, we were supposed to stay in our homes. And I
Mm-hmm.
did that, and also with dealing with having had COVID, there's also that fear of A, someone getting it from you, and B, getting it again, because everything is so up in the air in what can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the days I got out of the pool and I went downstairs to go take my shower. And, I'm just like looking at myself in the mirror, just like completely naked. And I was just like, yo, like, I'm not feeling this. You know, I'm not liking what I'm seeing right now. What's looking back at me in the mirror is not how I like see myself in my head.
Right.
What's going on. Um, and I was just like, I got to make a change. And originally I was thinking about, possibly doing like gastric sleeve or like a
Mm-hmm.
lap band or I believe like there's this balloon thing that they do where they don't like, cut up your stomach or anything, but it's like balloons that are like the size of a pill that's pushed down your throat. They inflate it so it takes up space within your stomach. So you're eating less because there's less room in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought about all of these things, and I was just like, if I do that, I mean, I'm ready to make a change in my life, but if I do that, that's a permanent change,
Mm-hmm.
and there's an emotional aspect to it because I spoke to my doctor and stuff like that too. And he was just like, as much as I'm happy to hear that you've arrived at that, because I've been telling you it's time to lose weight for a while,
Mm-hmm.
not to be mean or anything, that I care about you, so I need you to do certain things. As your doctor, I would be a terrible doctor if I wasn't having that conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to try working out and doing things on your own
Mm-hmm.
before you do that. I want you to give yourself the chance to make that change and to, find some footing within your body in losing weight before you jump to doing that, because that's a lifetime thing. There's people that go into depressions, there's people that kill themselves and all sorts of things. And I thought about it to myself and I was just like, I definitely won't like want to kill myself because of that, because it took me to like, think about what that change would be like for me and stuff like that. And I think the people that have done that and felt those things were the people that weren't ready for that change. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
also just like, not because I start going to the gym and stuff means that I can't, still seek out that surgery. I'm going to work out and see how things go and see what changes my body makes. And then, down the line, if that's still something that I want to do, then I'll consider it. But
Right.
it took that moment for me to like, and then it took a little while after for me to say, you know what, um, let me talk to someone that could possibly be a trainer. And it's someone that I met off Instagram. I had a different trainer before, but I was just like, he's a little expensive, and right now I need to save money. And this guy,
Right.
$50 less.
Can we use
Something
the
like,
pandemic discount? Come on
like
now.
we're in the middle of a pandemic, like we're trying to save money. So I was like, this $50 less, we'll see. But the other thing, I was just like, I mean, it's a month to month basis. I'm not locked into only using him. And I
Mm-hmm.
just thought about it. I was just like, I can take the things that my old trainer taught me in terms of forming positive habits and take the things that my new trainer is giving me and combine the two and really make this work for me until I feel like I'm in a place where I could do this on my own. But what I'm realizing with my new trainer, like he gives me meal plans and stuff like that. He's giving me goals that I need to meet, but he's
Mm-hmm.
also giving me, free will. Like you need to do this at your free will. If you're not doing it, you're not hurting anyone but yourself.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm also learning an unexpected lesson through this too, because the days that I don't go to the gym, I really look at myself and I'm like shook. I'm like, well, what did you do today? Like having that conversation with yourself back and forth, like, what's your excuse for not going? And you're looking like, well,
What the
so
happy
it's just
was.
those, yeah, it's just those like funny little moments within yourself. But I'm just like, something clicked. something's changing, something's making sense to me now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm happy to be in this moment that I'm in.
Mm-hmm. I love it because it's a beautiful reality, you know? I think the self-reflection part is hard. And I mean, for anyone who's tuning in and is afraid to face themselves, well, why are you afraid of yourself? I mean, really ask yourself, it's you. It's you. And
Yeah,
I think a lot of times we hide behind our vices. Food is my vice. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I am a foodie, okay? But am I going to let food conquer me, or am I going to conquer it and understand that it is food is for nutrition, food is to some degree enjoyment, but I'm not going to emotionally eat anymore. You understand? That's where it goes
it's
wrong.
also the Caribbean in us because we were raised in a place where food is a social thing.
Mm-hmm.
Food
True.
isn't just about nourishment. It's not just about, oh, I'm hungry, let me eat, or, you know, it's time for me to eat, so I'm going to eat this thing. Food is very social. Whenever, you know, there's a party, food. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
guests come over, food. You know, whenever, you know, a family member sees that you're feeling down about something, they come
Mm-hmm.
over and they bring food,
Right.
you know.
That, you
So
know what I
it's
gotta say
something
too,
that's,
Tevin?
it's our nature.
Right. It is. And also growing up, I don't know about y'all, but I couldn't get up from the table unless I finished every lick
Yeah.
of that plate. You're not moving, you're not watching no TV until you finish your food. And we would have to finish the food on the plate. So maybe all of that is subconscious in as to how we process food. And you're absolutely right. Food is everything in the island community. We
Yeah.
have another question, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask it. Um, Owenheim asked, "What is your favorite food?" I'll let you answer first, Tevin.
Okay. Um, my go-to
Uh-huh.
is eggplant and tofu from the Chinese food restaurant. It has to be like silken tofu, which is like really soft, and they steam it, and Chinese eggplant and brown sauce.
Mm. Heaven?
I could eat that up like I'm in heaven, like I literally just ordered. So,
Uh,
so when we get off, I'm definitely gonna be like chowing down on that. But oh my god, that is my go-to. I love French fries too, but I don't eat them as often. A, because not everyone makes good fries. Like
true.
they have to be done properly. And number two, it's just like fries for me now, it's like a treat. It's
Mm-hmm.
not something that I'm gonna go for all the time. It's that thing that like if I'm craving it, then
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go for it. And when I'm craving it, do not ask me for some. I will not share with you. Don't
Hello.
touch it. Don't think about it. Don't look at it. You're not getting any. You know?
Right. So I can never just give one answer, okay? So growing up, my favorite dish growing from a kid on up was oxtail, rice and peas with extra gravy with the butter beans, a side of
Mhm.
plantains, not the I need the manduras, the sweet plantains, that
Mhm.
right with a salad. I
With
could
a
eat that.
sprinkling of sugar on top of it because you know that they don't just fry it.
Right. And then the salad, not with just any dressing, it gotta be French dressing. Cause you know West Indians love their
Mm.
French dressing, okay? So that is my favorite dish. But I will tell you, the last few years, my body doesn't process oxtails for whatever reason. Like I've tried to eat like a plate of oxtail like once every 4 months, and it doesn't sit with me, my digestion anymore. So I don't know. Because, growing up, people are like, well, I can't eat that anymore. I'm like, what? And now I
Yeah.
get it, okay? I'm in my mid to late 30s. I get it now. Your body's just like, hold up. So because of that, my palate has changed a lot, and I do love sushi. I like cooked sushi. I like specialty rolls. But what I'm really big on, I like Thai food. I don't like everything Thai because of the
Thai is
curry.
good.
Yeah, and the peanut sauce. I do. But my go-to is pineapple rice. I can eat pineapple rice with the cashews. What? With a little bit of chili sauce on the side, I can tear that up. I don't know if anyone else can testify, but just give me the pineapple rice and I'm good to go.
That's good stuff, okay?
Yes.
Like, my mouth is watering.
Well, first of all, y'all put some of y'all favorite foods too. This is like a conversation for all of us to have. And thank you for that question. Since we do love food, you know, we just got to be mindful of it. But yeah, that's definitely my go-to. And that was a great question, like I said before.
Ooh, one more thing.
Sure.
Jollof rice.
Oh,
Look,
wait, Nigerian or Ghanaian?
honestly, I'm not picky.
Okay.
As long as the spice level is like right up there, like, you know, it's got to be that flavorful, like, my nose is running, but this is so flavorful and so spicy, and it is so good that I will deal with the consequences of eating it. You
That's
know,
spicy later.
like, I don't care where it comes from, just make sure that it's good.
Yes.
Like, one of the ladies in my church made some, and, like, you know, it was a whole tray of it, and the priest didn't really like it because they found it to be too spicy for them. And my mom's a chef at the church, so she brought it home for me. When I tell you, bust that down. Like, I was taking it to work with me. I was like eating it when I came home. I was eating it for breakfast. I didn't care. Like, just give it to me. Like, give me all of it. It's so good.
That is funny. Jollof rice is good. And I like that. I like that dish, the fufu with the spinach.
Oh
They
my
use,
God,
I don't
yes.
know what it's called, but it's so good. Any Nigerians or Ghanaians in here? What is that called? Because that is good.
Oh my God. 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 There's an African restaurant that opened up not too far from here too. So
Really? We gotta go.
yeah,
We gotta
yeah,
go. Thank you for letting me know.
no
All right, so
problem.
sometime next week we going. So again, ladies and gents, thank you so much for tuning into this conversation. If you have questions, put them in the question box. So what are some things you would suggest to people to tune out the noise? Tune out the noise so that, you know, it doesn't affect with their self-esteem. And then also, um, how would you suggest people break the generational habits or self-inflicted habits that are detrimental to themselves?
Okay, so ways to tune out the noise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a little hard to define that because the first thing is a conversation with yourself and knowing who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so you have to be willing to open up to the ugly parts of you that aren't so easily palatable by yourself and others,
Mm-hmm.
to be very honest with you. So you have to be willing to acknowledge your faults, because once you're willing and able to acknowledge your faults and to see those things and to understand the changes that you need to make within yourself to thrive, then when other people are saying certain things to you, it doesn't really get to you because you know where you are within your journey of self.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when people say negative things to you, you know that they're not true, so it doesn't faze you. But when you have no sense of being, when people speak ill about you, when people say certain things about you, it is going to get under your skin because you yourself don't know who you are. And here's someone that's trying to define who you are for you, you know, with negative words. So, you know, that's the first thing that you gotta have those conversations with yourself and, you know, be rooted deeply in yourself, you know. And then can you repeat the second question again?
And the second part was any tips on breaking generational or self-inflicted habits?
Again, it's like self-identifying things like my weight. You know, everybody around me was telling me, like, you're getting big or you're getting bigger, you know, you need to make a change. But again, I had to arrive at that moment within myself, you know. And there's people that are gonna be like, you're so big now, like, you got to do X, Y, Z. What are you doing to help me? What are you doing to help me, like, see that for myself? Like, one of the things is that sometimes you just need someone to help paint that picture for you, someone to help you see a better future for yourself, for you, to help you arrive at that.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand. Making mean comments or just picking at someone's weight and stuff like that isn't the way. But if you can sometimes, come with suggestions, positive reinforcements, ways of finding a solution, then you can, do that. You can break that. You can break that cycle.
Right. Right.
And it's not just helping that person see a better way for themselves, to see a better life for themselves, but it's also, now how do I support them? Now that I've shown them a possible way, now that I've given them the tools to do so, how can I support them in this? It's like that old saying, you can bring a horse to the well, but you can't force them to drink.
Right.
And it's just like that. If you bring me to the well and you show me how I can sustain myself, within my, nourishment, within hydrating myself, then I'm going to do it, because then I'm going to see the benefit to it. But if you just take me there and you're just like, this is what it is, it's in front of you, now do as you please, how do I react to that?
Right.
So
right. I love that. And I wanted to add to it, oftentimes people have suggestions, but they don't even know the right answer to give you. They have false opinions, and so, so to speak, it's nothing that's going to help you. So again, they can lead you to the water, but they don't even know how to drink from that same well. So how can they talk that talk when they don't even walk that walk? And again, everyone's vice is different. You understand? And what is hidden shall be revealed. So for me, again, foodie, and Tevin, the weight is what shows the reflection of us loving food. But at the same time, people who may not have food as their vice might have other things as their vice behind closed doors. And at the end of the day, no one is perfect. So I suggest that everyone be kind to one another. Just because your vices aren't exposed to the world, gaining weight is just the reflection of loving food a little bit too much, or of being emotionally attached to food. So don't judge, never judge, because no one is perfect. No one watching this live is perfect. And if you've overcome an addiction of any sort, I commend you, because you've taken the first steps to realize, I need to change. There are things within me that I don't like, and I have to be better, because my body is my temple. And for those of you that have not, I urge you to take that moment in life to where the first step is looking, literally getting a mirror. It's called mirroring. Get a mirror and look yourself in that mirror and be honest with yourself and own your shit. Because we all have to do that. And honestly, once we own our shit, that is when we can go to the next level of life and be like, all right, I get it now. And now I'm unapologetic about my past, because I can't change that. There's nothing I can do to change my past. But from this moment forward, I have control. I have control. And I'm moving forward with good intent. So I hope that helps somebody. There are 2 questions. We're going to answer those questions, and then I want to get to your quote. Okay, Tevin?
Okay.
All right. So JC Nieves asks, who's your personal favorite for tonight? Keisha or Ashanti? Oh, they finally doing it.
Oh my God.
They finally coming on. They don't got COVID no more.
Honestly, Ashanti, but they're also foul for that, because Grownish comes on tonight as well. So to be very honest with you, Keisha calls her Ashanti, but also let's throw Chloe and Hallie into the mix, and they win for me.
All right, so you go on Ashanti. I'm not gonna lie to you. So Ashanti and Keisha Cole years were like my freshman and sophomore year of college, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, watching 106 in Park all the time, I mean, Ashanti got hits, but they were so annoying. Baby, baby, baby. I'm like, and that's all she did was say the same thing over and over and over again for
Okay,
the
but
love
she
of
also wrote for other people
she
too.
did. I'm
Like,
not taking that away from her. She is talented in her own right, but I don't like her music. So for me, Keisha, I like Keisha a little bit more because you felt what Keisha was like. Love, you
okay,
felt
but
all of
Sis
that.
was always in pain. She was always in pain.
She
Like,
went through some stuff.
and I was in high school. Like, I can't relate to that. Like, I mean, I will say, me in junior high school was real dramatic when it came to rain on me. Like, I was feeling, but that's also because I'm weird. So Rain on Me just gave me the perfect background to pretend like I was in a music video. You feel me?
I
So when
feel
it was raining, I'm putting that song on my iPod and I'm walking through the rain like I got problems. You know?
I can't. You guys put who you're going for tonight, Keisha or Ashanti, and then we have one last question, from Owen Heim. What do you like most about your body? What do you find sexy and that will attract guys?
Um,
Okay.
that sounds like trouble. Um, but I think one of the things that I think is really, really sexy are my eyes. I
Mm-hmm.
think, my eyes are very expressive in expressing joy and whatever it is that I'm thinking or feeling. I think my eyes are also what gets me into trouble because I'm definitely the one to give people flirty glances. It doesn't matter who you are. I kind of just look at people with that stare just because I know I can.
I love it.
Especially now that we're wearing masks and stuff. Like when I'm on the bus and someone's looking at me, I kind of like gaze at them until they turn around away from me.
Okay. Come
Or
on,
it's
give me
even
the smiles. Give me the smiles, Tevin. I love it.
so I kind of like do that until they turn around. But there's some people that they reciprocated back. That's when I'm a little shook because like it wasn't supposed to go like that. I was just people's, but here we are.
I love it. I love it. For me personally, I've been told my smile and my eyes, and some other bodily blessings that God done gave me, but we're not gonna talk about that today, okay? But we don't have that much time left, Tevin. I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite quote and why?
Does it have to be from someone or can it be a quote of my own?
It doesn't matter. Whatever resonates with you.
Love who you are now and love who you're going to become.
Love who
And
you
that's a
are
quote of
now
my
and
own.
love who you're going to become. And that's your own?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's again, that's my affirmation. So when I'm in the gym or those days where I feel discouraged, those days where I haven't gone,
Mm-hmm.
I tell myself there's another day
Mm-hmm.
and you have another day to correct what you didn't do yesterday.
Right.
You know, and the only thing that really matters is that I get up and I go.
Mm.
It doesn't matter how many times that I go, but all that matters is that I get up and I go and I make that commitment to myself.
Mm.
And, in making that commitment, it's also a mental thing of disciplining myself. So there's a lot that comes with that.
Mm. That's honest. And that's real and it's visceral. And listen, I mean, this conversation was absolutely amazing. And you're gonna come back on in the near future, Tevin, because we gotta just
Gladly.
yeah, this was beautiful. And I thank you all for tuning in. This was a beautiful conversation, and I hope you all took away some gems in the first step to making 2021 a better year for yourselves, to be accountable for yourselves, to be honest with yourselves, and to tune out the noise, to tune out the chatter, and from others at least, and just be real with yourself. Sit with yourself. If you need to tune out the world, tune out negative family members, tune out negative friends or shady friends. Tune the negativity out. You deserve the best. So embrace yourself with positivity, positive energy, watch motivational speeches, anything to get you in the space mentally to become a better you and becoming a better you. Get creative. If there's a business you want to start it. If there's a I don't know, if you always wanted to be a singer, if there's a song that's on your heart, write it and sing it, and just go boldly in who you are, because you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we're imperfectly perfect. So own that, and if you want to be a better version of yourself, do that too. So what I wanted to share with all of you. Tevin, again, thank you so much for tuning in. And to all of my guests who didn't know Tevin before, be sure to follow him. What's your Instagram handle, Tevin?
Fat Chuck Bass.
Okay, and that's with a F, not a PH, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And for all of Tevin's guests that don't know me, I'm at Get On Up with Erica J. This is the show platform, and also my personal is at Erica J. Wood, ERIKA J and Wood. So thank you all again. Have an amazing evening. Go watch that Versus, and we'll see who wins. Love y'all, and see you all next Thursday. Bye until next time, beautiful people.